Have you ever felt like you're running away from something? Maybe a responsibility, a difficult conversation, or even a calling you feel deep down in your soul. We all have those moments where we just want to hit the escape button and sail off in the opposite direction. Well, today we're going to dive deep into a story about a man who did exactly that, and what happened next is nothing short of incredible. This is the story of Jonah, a prophet who got a direct command from God and decided, "Nope, not for me." Imagine this. God speaks to you, not in a vague, "I think I should do this" kind of way, but a clear, direct instruction. He was running as far and as fast as he could from God's plan. The sailors, seasoned veterans of the sea, were terrified. They started throwing cargo overboard to lighten the load, desperately trying to save themselves. They prayed to their own gods, but nothing worked. The storm just raged on. He tells them, "Pick me up and throw me into the sea, and it will become calm." Now give these sailors some credit. They didn't want to do it. They tried to row back to land, fighting against the waves, but it was no use. The storm was too strong. Finally, seeing no other option, they prayed to Jonah's God, asking for forgiveness for what they were about to do. Then they took Jonah and threw him overboard. Instantly, the raging sea grew calm. The wind died down, the waves settled, and a sudden eerie peace fell over the water. The sailors were in absolute awe. They had just witnessed a miracle. They made vows and offered sacrifices to the Lord, their lives forever changed by this encounter. But what about Jonah? As he plunged into the depths of the sea, his story was far from over. In fact, the most unbelievable part was just beginning. Just as Jonah thought he was done for, God appointed a great fish, often depicted as a whale, to swallow him whole. Can you imagine the sheer terror and confusion of that moment? Plunging into the dark, churning water, only to be engulfed by a massive sea creature. Instead of drowning, Jonah finds himself in a new, living prison, the belly of the fish. It's dark, it's suffocating, and he is completely, utterly alone. He's hit rock bottom, literally and figuratively. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah was inside that fish, in that darkness, stripped of everything, with nowhere left to run. Jonah finally did what he should have done in the first place. He prayed. It wasn't a prayer of complaint or anger. It was a prayer of desperation, repentance, and ultimately of faith. He acknowledged God's power, he remembered God's mercy, and he promised to fulfill the vow he had made. He realized that salvation comes from the Lord alone. He had to be brought to the lowest possible point to finally look up, and God heard him. From the belly of a fish, in the depths of the ocean, God heard his prayer. After 3 days, the Lord commanded the fish, and it vomited Jonah out onto dry land. Imagine that scene, Jonah, covered in seaweed and digestive fluids, gasping for air on a sandy beach. He was alive. He had been given a second chance. And guess what? The mission was back on. God's word came to Jonah a second time. "Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message I give you." This time, Jonah didn't run. He had learned his lesson in the most dramatic way possible. He got up and went to Nineveh. He walked through the massive city, proclaiming 40 more days, and Nineveh will be overthrown. And something amazing happened. The people of Nineveh, from the king down to the lowest citizen, believed him. They declared a fast, put on sackcloth, and repented of their wicked ways. When God saw their genuine repentance, he had compassion and did not bring about the destruction he had threatened. An entire city was saved because a reluctant prophet finally obeyed. The story of Jonah is so much more than a children's tale about a man and a whale. It's a powerful lesson about purpose, disobedience, and the relentless pursuing love of God. How many of us are like Jonah? We receive a calling, a nudge, a clear direction to do something that seems too hard, too scary, or too inconvenient. Maybe it's forgiving someone who hurt you, starting a new venture, helping someone in need, or sharing your faith. And instead of obeying, we buy a ticket to Tarshish. We distract ourselves with work, entertainment, or other pursuits, hoping the feeling will just go away. But God's purpose for your life is not so easily dismissed. He won't just let you sail off into the sunset if it means you are abandoning the unique mission He has for you. Sometimes He has to allow a storm into your life to get your attention. That storm might look like a financial crisis, a health scare, a broken relationship, or a period of intense loneliness and confusion. It's in those moments, when we're in the belly of the whale, that we are often forced to confront the direction we've been heading. The darkness of the fish's belly was Jonah's turning point. It was where he finally surrendered. Your belly of the whale moments are not punishments. They are invitations. They are opportunities for God to strip away your pride, your self-reliance, and your escape plans, so you can finally see that His plan is the only one that leads to true life and purpose. It's in our lowest moments that we often find the clearest connection to God. What's your Nineveh? What is that one thing you know you're supposed to do, but you've been running from? Jonah's story teaches us that you can run, but you can't hide. God's love is so persistent that He will send a storm and a giant fish to bring you back on course. He is more interested in your redemption than your rebellion. He wants to use you for incredible things, just like He used Jonah to save an entire city. The beauty of this story is the second chance. God didn't say, "Well, Jonah, you blew it. I'll find someone else." No, He brought him back to the starting line and gave him the exact same mission. God's grace is bigger than our mistakes. No matter how far you've run or how big of a mess you think you've made, it's never too late to turn around. He is waiting to hear your prayer from whatever belly of the whale you find yourself in. He is ready to set you back on dry land and say, "Let's try this again." So today, if you feel like you're in a storm or stuck in the dark, remember Jonah. Stop running, turn to God in prayer, surrender your own plans and embrace His purpose. You will be amazed at how the storm calms and how He can use your story of redemption to bring hope and salvation to others. Your greatest mission might just be on the other side of your biggest fear. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive today. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that challenge and inspire us.